people start filtering in. Go ahead and share the screen.
Well,
we're still behind the scenes though, right?
No.
Oh.
Got people filtering in now. We'll give it a few more minutes for everyone to come in before we get started. Okay. Just giving everyone a moment before we get started just to join the webinar. We will make sure today is succinct, informative, and valuable, and then turn you back onto your day. But just going to give everyone else a chance to sign in before kicking off. Give it a few more minutes here. Okay, and without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with today's webinar, Christmas in July, how to get ahead of the 2021 holiday business gifting season. My name is Carrie and I'll be moderating today. I want to go ahead and take a moment to introduce our hosts. We have David Van Dyke, our Chief Executive Officer at Ontrack Workflow, as well as Sheila Drenning, our Customer Success Manager at Ontrack Workflow. I'll go ahead and pass it over to Sheila.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today, we're going to start with a pop quiz, just to see how much you know about the gifting industry. So we have a polling question. The question is, gifting is big business. How much revenue does the business gifting industry generate annually? So you should have the poll on your screen now, and the choices are 75 billion, 100 billion, 125 billion, and 250 billion. So give us your best shot at that question. And Carrie, you tell me when we
got just about everyone's answer. Okay, I'll go ahead and close the poll now.
All right, how did we do? How did our attendees do?
Let me think. No, I don't think anyone got it right, actually. So
okay.
This might come as a shock to them.
Okay, all right. So the answer is actually $125 billion, according to Forbes. That's how much the gifting industry is worth. So David, were you surprised by this stat?
Yeah, I got to tell you, $125 billion is a lot of money to be spending out there towards, corporate gifting. It's $125 billion that people are using towards getting competition. And I wonder how many of those $125 billion are actually have been kind of thrown away because of, bad gifts. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next slide, Carrie. So we all know that gifting has an impact on your personal relationships. And we have another stat here. This isn't a quiz though, but 89% of C-suite executives believe that personal relationships are important to business success. So it makes sense that your holiday gifting can strengthen your relationship. So David, I wanted to get your thoughts on this stat as well.
I mean, 89% of C-suite executives that believe that personal relationships are important. That means that there are 11% of C-suite executives that probably should not be executives. That's pretty bad. But, personal relationships are important. And I think that when it comes down to it, anything you can do to actually personalize a relationship, especially these days when you can't get in front of people, is excellent. So I think it's good. Awesome.
Okay. So Carrie, if you'll go to the next, we've got one of the gift options that's available through Ontrack is a Happy Holidays box. And our client PG Print was thrilled last year to see the reaction of one of their clients after they received the holiday gift. And we're just as thrilled. We were just as thrilled to see the video on social media. So we want to share it with you today. So let's cue the video.
It's a little Christmas gift. I'm going to show you what it is. Okay, John's watching the Eagles game. Okay, PG Print helps us print postcards and all kinds of stuff like that, our catalogs. And they sent me this box. And just look at this. This is literally a box that has a fireplace inside of it. What? And then they sent us these little goodies. Like, this is a little, like, lantern thing. This is a fake Yeti cup. Little notebook. And, like, this wooden pencil thing. And something just fell off the table. It's fine. This little calendar. And it's all this little campfire thing with a legit fire.
Awesome. So David, this is, there we go. This is so impressive how this gift really amplified PG Print's brand organically via social media. So can you share some of your thoughts on it?
Sure. I think, obviously it was an unexpected gift. They put a lot of thought into it, and it took time to put it all together. But at the same time, it definitely shows how, you can catch customers off guard, surprise them, and in turn, not only do you give them a little, joy and appreciation, but then they can turn around and make it publicity or get some free publicity for it. So I think it's like you said, I think it's wonderful. So it was definitely a good feedback video to see.
Yeah. So this next slide kind of sums that up too. So we know that every gift sends a message, and if gifts are late, inconsistent, or forgotten, that's not a good message that you want your customers and your prospects to receive. But thoughtful, meaningful, unexpected gifts can actually make someone's day, as we saw from PG Print's client. So make sure that your list is complete, and remember that even Santa checks his list twice, right, David?
Yes, I get it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this, like you said, the video before showed a thoughtful, meaningful, unexpected gift, and I think that anything you can do to get that out there makes a big difference for sure. So, especially with the gift giving business growing to $125 billion. Again, how much of that got the shock and awe versus just thanks and move it aside.
Absolutely. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. So we've got some great content to share with you today. We have some steps that'll help you prepare for this holiday giving season, which we'll cover over the next few minutes. And of course, Ontrack Workflow is here to help you with all 4 of these, from choosing your recipients, choosing your budget, sending your gifts, to tracking your ROI. Let's go to the next step, to the next slide, please. So the first step is choosing who should receive a gift. But it's important to consider both your customers and your prospects. So we all know that returning customers can offer great recurring revenue over the years. So it's really important to thank them for their business. And when it comes to prospects, you never know when a prospect could become your next long-term customer. And we've seen gifts open many doors for our customers who send the gifts to their prospects. So David, I want to get some of your thoughts on that as well.
Sure. On the obviously customers, recipients, you're going to have multiple tiers of different customers you're going to send it to, whether different gifting levels, prospects. And I think that making sure you choose the right ones wisely is very important. You don't get FaceTime with customers anymore with COVID and with everything going on. So this is just a great opportunity to get in front of your customers, leave kind of a personal touch, personal feel, and also get in front of some new prospects. So the nice thing about the sending aspect of it is, we all are familiar with gatekeepers. We have some here, but the nice part about it is when you send out a gift or a package to one of the recipients, typically the gatekeeper delivers it to them. So again, it's an easy way to get past the front door. But yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. All right, let's go into the next slide. So when you're ready to choose your recipients, whether they're prospects or customers, you probably have all their information in your CRM. So we encourage you to leverage this for selecting them to send the gift through, and we designed Ontrack to integrate with both Salesforce and with HubSpot. So you can actually go just to the contact record within either of these systems and send the gift. So we make it super easy for you. And if you're not using one of these CRMs, we do have an open API and you can connect to other systems when needed. Any thoughts on that, David?
No, other than, using a CRM is fantastic. Obviously, Ontrack can be used standalone, but with some of the analytics and reporting that is built into the CRMs, combined with Ontrack, really helps you, get a lot more out of the entire system, out of both systems actually. The nice part about using a CRM as well, and a sending platform is that you can go back and you can account for everything that's been sent to every single prospect, every single contact. You see what you sent them, how much your cost per acquisition per customer was, and it's a very easy way to track stuff. The old way of sending things was go to the hall closet, grab a sleeve of golf balls or a few dozen golf balls, put them in the car, and then hopefully they got somewhere. And when it comes down to the budget, people want to know where it went. So, so the CRM as well as Ontrack would keep the budget on track as well. All right, that's
Yep.
it.
I remember those days well of the golf balls sitting in the back of the car. And sometimes they made it, sometimes they didn't. All right, so let's go to the next slide, please. So the next step in the gift guide, the holiday gifting guide, is that budgeting is to choose your budget. So budgeting is a very important component of this, right? Even though executive gifts can range anywhere from $50 to $150, we've seen lots and lots of examples of gifts that are even in the $10 to $20 range that help open the doors. So our clients got really creative during COVID, and some of our favorite gifts included happy hour and home office kits, and even video mailer boxes like the one we showed from the video before. So I'm going to turn this over to David now, and he's going to share some other gifting ideas with you in the next few slides. So take it away, David.
All right. Well, these are just some gifts that we send out. These are gifts that we send out all year long. Just the standard packs. You've got, T-shirts, books, cups, anything, but we like to stay in front of our prospects and our customers. So we send these out either monthly or quarterly, depending on the prospect or the client. We switch them up. So, obviously you can see a shirt, a book, so basically whether it's on their back or on their desk or on their mind, we want to stay in front of them. So again, it's an easy way to do it, and, easy way to keep track of it. All right, let's go on to the next slide. And some other things when you're talking about sending platforms, you want to make sure the sending platform can offer everything that you can think of. You want to be creative. You've got to be better than your competition. So on the left, you can see, the yellow box. You can make, with Ontrack, you can actually do a personalized box, meaning that you could actually produce a box that has the individual's name on it, as well as a personalized note card inside, and then obviously your branded material. And we've already shown you that you can use the Ontrack to produce the video boxes with custom stuff. And, I think that both these, while we can actually send out gift cards, I think gift cards to me is an easy way for most sales reps just to say, all right, I'm going to send out, because of my outreach, I'm going to go ahead and send out 50 gift cards to people this week, and that's it. Where you're going to get a much bigger bang, I guess, for your dollar if you actually take the time to make a personalized, thoughtful gift versus just shooting a $20 Uber Eats card out to somebody. That's just my thought, because I've received plenty of them. So we'll go on to the next. And, with your gifting platforms that you have out there, and I know I'm biased on Ontrack, but you could add as many vendors, on some of them, I know on Ontrack you can add as many vendors as you want, whether you have vendors on the East Coast, West Coast, Southeast, Midwest, it doesn't matter. If you want to send pizzas, cookies, boxes, full of snacks, wine lunches, it doesn't matter. We can hook up any single vendor online, and we can set them up so the orders get processed. But you just want to make sure you can offer your salespeople or your organization multiple ways of getting in front of a customer, so you're not seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Keep them guessing, surprise them. All right, so we go on to the next one.
Yep. So you can go ahead and take this one too, David.
No, it's okay. I forgot you. It's but the fact of the matter is, as I said, the gift ideas are limitless, and definitely limitless with Ontrack. Where you can ship anything, anywhere, anytime, from your phone, tablet, or anything else you can think of. But the nice part about that is you can set stuff up in rotations. You can set stuff up that's brand new. You can be thinking about flowers one day, cookies another day, printed boxes one day, whatever. And some of the stuff you can do on demand, some of the stuff that you can have in the warehouse. But either way, everything can be tied back to an individual prospect, client, and you can actually go back and see how much you're spending on them and what kind of revenue you're gaining from it. So, all right. Do you have anything, Sheila?
Nope, that's
all right.
Perfect summary. So step 3 is actually sending your gifts. So this year, planning has never been more important than this year. And that's why we're hosting this webinar in the middle of the summer talking about Christmas, because we are still seeing our vendors suffer from delays from the supply chain disruptions. So it's important that you do everything that you can to not pay for expedited shipping. But we also just want to make sure that you're aware that some vendors are not guaranteeing delivery dates this year. So we designed Ontrack to guide you seamlessly through each step. And we can, David mentioned that you can plug into other vendors, but we could also warehouse, pick, pack, and send your gifts. Or you can use the technology, like I said, to automate the process using one of your preferred vendors. So next slide. So Ontrack simplifies the gifting process for you from either Ontrack or, like we mentioned before, your CRM, Salesforce, or HubSpot. You can select your gifts, choose your recipients, personalize your message, and hit submit. And then next slide, we take it from there. We process the order, we track it throughout the process, and then we actually notify you with tracking codes when the tracking codes are available, so that you can monitor when the gifts are delivered. And that's a great opportunity to follow up right after the packages are delivered. To David's point, it usually gets through the clutter that these gifts usually make it their way directly to the recipient. And when you have the tracking code, it's been delivered, it gives you a great reason to call, and they'll likely want to thank you right away. So David, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it's very simple, and like you said, the workflows can be as easy or as complex as you want. You have, obviously, there's probably questions on, well, who can go in and order what, when can they order it, and obviously these are rules that are set up ahead of time, whether there's approval processes or what the workflow is, whether the payment situation is set up. But the nice part about it is once everything is set up and we have you on track, we can keep all the sales reps moving. So the notify sender, if you are integrated with a CRM, it will set up on your sales reps daily task sheet to, that Mr. and Mrs. Jones received their package. You can go back and identify what was sent to them, but it's a great way to follow up with them. So with the prospects, you set up warm calls. People typically will take your phone call when you send them a nice gift. So so yeah, it's great. Just keeping the sales reps moving.
Awesome. Okay, next slide, please. The last step is to track your ROI. So although we do provide a seamless process with Ontrack, you're still spending your time and your money on corporate gifts, and you'll want to make sure if these are working or not. So you can measure the success of customer gifts through loyalty signals such as referrals. And you can also measure the success of your prospect gifts through activities and close rates. David, what are your thoughts on that?
ROI is so important. It's like, again, if we go back to look at the kind of archaic way of doing things, where you shove $5,000 worth of items in a closet and say, hey, everybody, let me know where the golf balls went, let me know where the big items went, let me know where the 10 iPads went, and then you can't really track them back to stuff. But I play golf, and I can't tell you how many times I show up and somebody has got a dozen company logoed balls, that was probably meant for prospects. So being able to track where everything goes, and again, you're assigning budget to this. I mean, you need a return on your investment. So being able to do that and see what was sent, making sure you don't send the same thing to the same person twice, making sure that you're not going to send them a sleeve of golf balls every single week, or a gift card every single week, or cookies every single week, or something like that. You can go back and track that, obviously. And if we go to the next slide, we have built-in reports that can show you, and you can do any kind of customer reporting you want, whatever is important to your company. But you can see the top users, so you can associate sales with people who are using the system. You can associate products that are working. You can see what happened last year versus this year. We have some crazy stats from our prospects, or from our customers, that their sales reps use this to get ahead, and they have a huge, I think upwards towards 48% higher close rates than the people who are not using this platform. And once again, it's easy to track. So therefore, when you're going back for budget, it's easy to go back and say, this is where my budget went, versus it's in the hall closet and growing dust. So, I think it's fantastic. It's a great system to use. And if you're not using a sending platform right now, then you need to get with Ontrack or contact one and look at them all and see what works for you. So I think that's about it.
Excellent. All right. So with the next slide, Carrie, we're going to turn this back over to you to find out who our big gift, speaking of gifts, who our big gift winner is for today.
Perfect. Yes. And who doesn't like a free gift? So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our attendees, and then we'll be reaching out to you individually to deliver your gift. All right, let's randomly select one. Gift's going to go to Roger Mendoza. So Roger, congratulations. We will be reaching out to you separately to coordinate details on that, but more to come, and you'll be hearing from us.
Great. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Get
All
Roger
right.
on track.
Exactly. All right, so now it's time for our Q&A. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the Q&A box, and we will answer as many as we can in our remaining time. So feel free to ask about gift giving, best practices, or any other information you want on Ontrack. We are open to your questions. Go ahead.
Looks like we've got a multi-step question from a viewer here. So the first one being, does Ontrack offer help in developing gift ideas and campaigns?
Great question. Yes. So, it's kind of a daunting task when you look at a empty box and say, hey, I've got something, but I have no idea, I have no idea what to put out there. And so, yes, we do have an internal team. We also have a preferred vendor network that we can, associate with those vendors to come up with ideas. But we have an internal marketing team to help you come up with some good campaigns, whether they're drip campaigns, easy touch campaigns, triggered campaigns. A lot of people use the system for all sorts of things. Once again, employee retention, just everything else. I know we're talking about holiday gifting, but yes, we can absolutely help you set everything up.
Okay, and then the caveat to that is a sending platform expensive?
Some can be. It's when it comes down to a sending platform, if it's not set up correctly or not utilized correctly, or you don't have a good team behind it to help you get on track, just throwing that out. That yes, it can be expensive. However, it's supposed to give you a return on investment. So in businesses, you have cost centers and profit centers. Ontrack should end up being a profit center. So therefore it's not expensive at all. It ends up making you money, so it doesn't cost anything.
And then the last one we've got here is, does Ontrack provide the gifts?
Ontrack does not provide gifts. Ontrack is a vendor neutral system. So again, we have a preferred vendor network that you can pick from. If you have vendors that you want to choose, then you can do that. The benefit of having a system like that is we don't really have a dog in the fight when it comes to your products or the vendors that you choose. So if you want to cut one loose, then and add a new one tomorrow, then you can. If you want to keep them on all year long or forever, then you can do that as well. But the whole point is to get your organization used to using a sending platform that you do not have to change out. You don't have to swap it, look for different, a new interface, a new UI, a new anything. Get them used to using it, and then add vendors and subtract vendors from that system to keep everything fresh. So does Ontrack provide gifts? No. But can Ontrack help you identify gifts that work? Absolutely. So hopefully that answers that question.
Awesome.
I think it does. All right. Any other questions coming in?
I think that about wraps it up in case we have any last minute ones. But it looks like we've cleared the docket for now.
Okay. Thanks so much. All right. So last slide. We want to thank you again for joining us today. We hope you learned how easy it is to, easy and effective actually to send thoughtful corporate gifts using our platform, the Ontrack sending platform. If you have any questions or would like to see a demo, please email us at inquiries@Ontrack Workflow. And we hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
All right. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.